in that game besides Anthony Edwards. Just going to say it. I think his ankle might be just fine. Reminder, no Steph Curry in this game. He still has a hamstring and it's hurt. He will miss, this is the second straight game. Second quarter, T-Wolves up 7. Make it 10, Julius Randle. That man missed the first 4 threes he took. Not that one. It's a 10-point lead. Jimmy Butler is 6'7". Rudy Gobert is 7'1" on a bad day. Advantage the short man. Warriors down just 1 after the made free throw. Then the next Warriors possession, 6'7", Jonathan Kuminga again going at Gobert. Making it look easy. The Warriors were 0 for 5 from 3 in the first half. This is their first playoff half without a made three-pointer since 2007, but they still led by 2 at the break. Now in the third, Warriors down 1. Butler moving past Anthony Edwards. Warriors up 50-49. Then 5 minutes left in the third. Timberwolves down 1. Edwards going to make it a 1-point lead for his team. Then Buddy Hield kicks it out. Hield passes it to Butler. Corner 3. He made 2 of those, 33 points. Warriors up 5. It was 67-62. Then this moment, and again, I'm just going to say it. Anthony Edwards, who sprained his ankle in game 2, I think the ankle looks just fine. Kevon Looney, wrong end of a business decision, though he did try to back out at the very last second.
Too late.
Add that to the collection. Timberwolves down 3. Hield crossing up the defender, drilled the 3. He was 4 of 8 from 3. Warriors were up 73-69 after 3. Now in the fourth, Draymond Green to Kuminga. Kuminga had 30 points off the bench. Warriors up 2. Butler loses the ball. Persistent, though, stays with it. Then somehow hits that wide open 3. Maybe it's because he was wide open. Warriors up 5. Then Green turns it over. More on that in a second. Timberwolves grab it. Edwards lays it in. Timberwolves had a 1-point game there. Then Edwards going to hit a 3. Take a 2-point lead for there. Timberwolves now up 4 off the Warriors turnover. Julius Randle to Gobert. Felt like we were picking on Gobert earlier. We're not going to pick on him here. Timberwolves up 7 after the made free throw. And then there is Edwards knocking down this 3. Game high 36. It was close, but enough from Minnesota. 102-97. They take a 2-1 series lead. In part because that man absolutely took over in the second half. 28 of his 36 points all came in the second half. Third most points in any half in Timberwolves postseason history. Trailing Sam Cassell, 2004, and some guy named Anthony Edwards. Oh, that's right. He did that last year against the Suns.
Just trust the work, man. I feel like one thing I never lack is confidence. So if I got that, I'll be all right. At the end of the day, as long as one of us scored with a Timberwolves thing across our chest, I don't care what it is. I don't care if I pass it or not. Yeah, it don't really matter. I think just playing off the ball is better for me playing versus this team because everybody is locked in on the game plan. They got a pretty good group of guys that's locked in on the game plan. Like you said, it's a championship DNA team, so they don't make too many game plan mistakes.
Oh, he was brilliant. JK played one of the best games of his life. It was fantastic to see, and you can see how necessary he is in this matchup, especially without Steph. You know, we're having a tough time getting free, and you know, he's obviously capable of, giving us some points, getting to the rim. And I've said it a couple times to you guys. I've just been impressed with the way he's handled things the last couple weeks, with the way he's stayed ready and put in the work, and it paid off tonight.
As I mentioned earlier, the Wolves go on the road, take down the Golden State Warriors, 102-97, go up and snatch home court back, 2-1. It took an outstanding game from Julius Randle, a triple-double, 24 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds. He also, for good measure, had 3 steals. But Ant-Man took over the second half. He had 15 big points in the third, 13 big points in the fourth, and Jaden McDaniels came along in the third quarter. He was 1 of 1 from the 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Big points for him, and they go on the road, and they get home court back and take a 2-1 series lead. Now, Jimmy Butler was having an outstanding game. He had 33 points with about 8.5 minutes to go, and he didn't score another point. He was gassed, Ocho. He played 43 big minutes. He played Ant-Man played 44. Ant-Man might have played the entire second half. because he normally gets a break at the fourth quarter at the intermission, so he plays the whole third quarter and normally starts on the bench in the fourth quarter. But Chris Finch like, nah, bro, you got to suck it up. And plus, you're only 22, 23 years old. I think he might be 24. But you got to go. And he went, and he did what he was supposed to do, what a superstar is supposed to do, find ways. He got aggressive, got to the line, and, man, that hammer dunk that he put on Kevon Looney, it got him going, it got this team going, and they snatched back home court 102-97 from the Golden State Warriors. Ocho, watching this game, how it shaped up, I thought the Warriors were going to win this game without Steph Curry. Like, okay, now they got some breathing room, let him relax, and so now we probably not going to even think about bringing him back to maybe game 5, game 6. Now, what do you like about what you saw from the T-Wolves?
I mean, for the Wolves, obviously being on the road, Julius Randle cut a fool, Unc. He cut a fool with understanding how important this game was for him and being able to contribute in helping Anthony Edwards and the rest of the team collectively and making sure he does what he needs to do and getting his shots and being efficient. The face of the league, he showed up tonight. The face of the league, I'm going to say it one more time. The face of the league showed up tonight. He had 36. He got to his spots. He managed the game very well in his shot selection and when to shoot the three. When he put the ball on the floor, Unc, and he got to the hole, he drew fouls and did what he needed to do. I like the way Anthony played very aggressive tonight. And they're gonna continue to need him playing the way he played tonight, along with Julius Randle, for them to have a chance, especially once Steph comes back, especially with the way Jimmy Butler played tonight. Once Steph comes back, game 4 or 5, you think?
Nah, he's not going to be evaluated until right before game 5. So he's out at least game 4 for sure. We know for certain.
You think for certain he's out game 4? I don't know. For some reason,
he's out. They're not going to reevaluate him until game 5. So yes, he's out for game 4. He's not going to. They're going to reevaluate him. Even in the process of reevaluating him, there's no guarantee that he's playing game 5. But there is a break between game 5 and 6. There's a 3-day break between game 5 and 6. But we might not even get to a game 6 if they don't win one of these next 2 games. But there won't be a game 6. What? He'll have the entire offseason to get healthy.
Hey, Jimmy Butler and Kuminga, man, they played real good. They played
great minutes. 36 minutes off the bench. Ocho, 11 of 18, 3 of 4 from the 3, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. He played extremely well. He's +5, plus minus. He gave you 30 points off the bench.
And I don't understand something. And me as someone still learning the game of basketball, and I look at someone like Jonathan Kuminga come off the bench and have 30, 11 for 18. He has 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. He was +5, which was best among the Warriors. And you look back, and I'm trying to understand and wrap my head around how Steve Kerr wasn't playing him. I just don't get it, especially when you get this kind of production. I don't understand it.
Well, hell, if he's getting that kind of production, he'd have been starting. But that's the problem. He's up and down. But I think the main thing is, Ocho, he doesn't leave him in long enough because, look, this is a veteran ball club. And so these guys are used to playing together. They know how to play the game. Draymond, especially Draymond and Steph. And so when you're on a veteran ball club and you're a young player, they don't make excuses for you making mistakes as you being young. Understand what you're supposed to do. Do it at a very high and efficient level, or you're going to sit down.
What's the saying? Cut off my nose.
Cut off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah, I mean that's listen. When you have a player like that that's putting up numbers like that, even with the inconsistencies and knowing what he can do when he is consistent and when he is on and give you games like this, even though it was in a losing effort, you want that, especially with Steph being out. You want that on the goddamn court. But listen, the only way they're gonna have a chance is they're gonna have to have a 3-headed monster, especially from a scoring perspective for the Warriors. It got to be Jimmy Butler. He got to score a will, and especially in I don't want to say garbage time. That's more of a football phrase. But towards the end of games, he can't gas out like that because the scoring has to come from somewhere. If it's not you, it got to be Kuminga. If it's not Kuminga, it got to be Buddy Hield.
Well, the fact of the matter is that he has to play because, he and Draymond are really the two that initiate the offense. And as far as going and get their own shot, it's really only Jimmy. So if you take him off the court, where are the points going to come from when you really don't have another guy that can go get his own shot? Now, Kuminga had it going tonight, and maybe in the future, that's something Steve Kerr has to look at. And he says, okay, maybe I can give Jimmy a blow here or there. But I don't think tonight he was willing to chance it. Because Jimmy did have it going. He looked really, really good early. He was getting to the free throw line. But that's what happens, Ocho. I mean, and when you hit that wall,
it's a wrap, huh?
Yeah, it's a wrap.
It is.
Ain't no coming back. And you see, he didn't score another bucket for almost 8.5 minutes.
But also, he don't have the legs or the energy to do so. Because they was contesting everything. And then you talk about Jimmy Butler having to be in because there's no one else that could put the ball on the floor and create their own shot. Hell, I seen Kuminga do it a few times.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe moving forward, that's something Steve Kerr has to look at and says, okay, I can go with but are you really willing to trust that? Have you seen enough of Kuminga have these type of games that you feel totally trust? Say, you know what? I can take Jimmy off the court for 2 to 3 minutes and let Kuminga do what he does.
They don't have him in long enough because you just said it. They're a veteran team. They don't have him in long enough to be able to allow him to have games like this. So, I mean, I know.
Yeah, with Steph, but see, you have to look at it like this. When Steph's on the court, when they had Clay last year, you running your offense for Kuminga, or you running your offense for Steph and Clay?
Yeah,
exactly. And so I think the thing is, and he got nicked, maybe lost a little confidence by not playing. He also mentioned that, it's hard to get a rhythm when you're in and out, in and out, and in and out. And so in playing extended minutes. But I think their backs against the wall now. I don't really think they have a choice but to play him a substantial amount of minutes. Draymond needs to understand, Ocho. In that situation, why would you contest that dunk? You got 5 fouls. You just picked up your 5th foul. On an overturn, because they called a foul one way, but they said Draymond got the foul on Draymond. So you got 5 fouls. Why would you give up the 2 points? Because you're more valuable than 2 points. And by not doing that, so now you really only have one guy to initiate the offense. Yeah, Kuminga can get his shot, but I ain't asking Kuminga to bring the ball up, set the offense, and that's not what he does. Now, if I give him the ball down on the post, he can knock down the shot. But like Jimmy can initiate the offense. That's not what Kuminga can do. Draymond can initiate the offense, but he's not looking for his shot. He's initiating the offense to get people off back screens, pin downs, flares, whatever they want to run. That's what Draymond can do. Anything Draymond gives you over 4 points. Thank you, Lord. That's what you're hoping for. He's mainly an assist. He's mainly a rebound. He's mainly a defensive stopper. So anything he gives you in the point total, as the points increases, that's another plus. He gives you 6, 1 plus, 8, 2 pluses. He gets you in the teens. Boy, you're like, whoo, Lord,
that's a good night.
Jesus. That's a great night. But, foul trouble. And, look, at some point in time, he has to you know what? Because Scott Foster's one of those guys, you're not going to intimidate him. And now they're looking for calls.
Hey, what's the other guy? Scott Foster and the black guy who don't be calling nothing. He don't play either. He don't care who you are.
Oh, Tony Brothers?
Man. Hey.
You got Tony Brothers, you got Mark Davis, you got Bill Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the rest of them.
You got Mitchell.
Yeah.
I go to the game, so I know him. Zach Zarber, Josh Tibbins. You got Ed Malloy.
Yeah, you know all the refs. God damn, huh?
I do.
Hey, I know Tony
from going to the game, man. I go into the game. The two I forget the two ladies. I forgot their names, but I see them. Hey, how you doing? Congrats, good job. Blah blah blah. Just chew the fat with them right quick. But if you see them, like I said, I talk to them and stuff. During the break, they ask me how to do it.